According to an ancient Tibetan text, there's a step-by-step guide for what happens after you die. Not a metaphor, a literal roadmap through death, rebirth, and everything in between. It's called the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And strangely, it's gaining followers in places you'd never expect. Hollywood actors, tech billionaires, even musicians and wellness gurus. So why are the world's most powerful people quietly studying a 1,200-year-old guide to dying? Let's take a look. The Tibetan Book of the Dead, or Bardo Thodol, is believed to have been composed in the 8th century. It's not just a religious book, it's more like a survival manual for the soul. According to the text, when a person dies, their consciousness doesn't just disappear. It enters a space called the Bardo, a kind of liminal dimension that lasts 49 days. During this time, the soul is said to encounter visions, some peaceful, others terrifying. But none of them are real. They're projections of your own mind. And here's the key: if you recognize them as illusions, you can escape the cycle of reincarnation. If not, you're reborn again. This is why monks recite the Bardo Thodol beside the dying, so the soul can be guided through the chaos. You might be wondering, why would anyone outside of Tibetan Buddhism care about this? The answer might surprise you. Celebrities, known for their wealth and image, are starting to look beyond physical reality. Jennifer Aniston reportedly owns a translated copy. Jim Carrey speaks often about ego death and illusion, core ideas in the Bardo teachings. Lady Gaga turned to Buddhist philosophy during her creative break. And Steve Jobs, according to his biographer, had the Tibetan Book of the Dead on his iPad when he died. These aren't just fans of spirituality. They're preparing for something their money can't avoid: death. And not just death, but what happens after. The Tibetan text offers a strange kind of comfort, that even in death, there's still a path. You just have to recognize it. But the story doesn't stop in Hollywood. In the 1960s, a group of Western psychologists reinterpreted the text. Timothy Leary, Richard Alpert, who later became Ram Dass, and Ralph Metzner adapted it into a book called The Psychedelic Experience. Their version used the Bardo as a metaphor for what happens during a high-dose LSD trip. The logic? That ego death and actual death trigger similar mental states. Confusion, visions, a breakdown of identity. And if you could navigate one, maybe you could prepare for the other. Fast forward to today. And we're seeing something eerily similar. Silicon Valley executives going on ayahuasca retreats, influencers documenting DMT journeys, celebrities talking openly about ego death and spiritual awakening. The Bardo teachings, once whispered by monks in the Himalayas, are now repackaged into Instagram captions and luxury retreat packages. But the core idea remains. You don't fight death, you cooperate with it. The Tibetan Book of the Dead doesn't promise heaven, doesn't threaten hell. It offers something else, a psychological mirror. According to the text, the Bardo shows you yourself. Every fear, every attachment, every lie you've ever told yourself. And your only weapon is awareness. In that way, it's not just a guide for death. It's a guide for life. A warning that every moment you are preparing for your own ending. And that everything you cling to, status, ego, beauty, will be stripped away. For celebrities and elites constantly surrounded by noise and pressure, that message hits different. Because in the Bardo, there's no entourage, no press team, no fans, just you and your mind. According to Tibetan belief, the greatest gift you can give yourself is to recognize the Bardo when it begins. Not as a place of fear, but as a chance to break free. And maybe that's why the Book of the Dead is finding a new audience. Not because it promises life after death, but because it demands something rare, awareness in the face of the unknown. So when you hear of a celebrity vanishing into the jungle for a spiritual reset, or spending weeks in silent retreat, maybe they're not running, maybe they're practicing for something we'll all have to face.